Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for coming in so early, the morning after the end of season awards. I certainly hope you're feeling a little bit better than I am, but it was a good night, wasn't it? Very, very good night. But anyway, the reason I've called this scouting meeting this morning is because we need a new goalkeeper. Now, I want you to forget everything else you're doing and go out there and find me at least a 4-star guy. I don't want you to leave a single stone unturned. South America, Africa, Asia, Antarctica. I don't care where you find him, just find him. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to the summer transfer special as we move from Season 4 into Season 5 at Brentford as we follow in Dean Smith's footsteps. And today we will, as the title suggests, play through the summer transfer window and find ourselves, among other things, a brand new goalkeeper. Of course, Gunnarsson is essentially dead to me at this point. We've come straight back. It's the day of the day after the end of season awards, as you can see there. You can see here that sort of the best 11 of our time at the club. Gunnarsson is in goal. He's not going to be in goal for us anymore, but other players of us were beginning to take over the team. Bogle, Rasic, of course, who left us. Michelotti's in there now. Garner, Baptiste, and De Silva are still in midfield. And Bumbo's down the left, Kenos down the right, but Fete Up has come in up top. And on the bench, McKenna, who of course is one of ours. Palaversa, Hamsik, who is about to retire, but will be staying along as a coach at the club. They're all on the bench, but it's Art, Bogle, Hamsik, Garner, and Michelotti who have become part of the club's proud history. So it's going to be a long summer here, I think. Goalkeeper is definitely one place I do want to upgrade. Other than that, we'll just kind of see where the summer takes us. I think we could maybe do with a left back to back up Michelotti, or maybe a right back and Hickey can go over to the left. But we'll just kind of see where this takes us. We're at the limit. As in terms of we've got 25 players registered and 17 of them are are foreign players. So we're at the limit on there. But what we do have, of course, is Hamsik retiring, which frees up not just a spot in the squad, but a foreign player slot. And the fact that Gunnarsson is currently foreign as well means that the goalkeeper, wherever he can come from anywhere. So that's going to be fine. The disappointing thing is that he's about to become English. So we would have been able to keep him and not use up a foreign spot. We could still keep him, but the problem is that he's really, really annoyed me now. And I don't know that he's that much better than Kelleher. So Kelleher is on far, far less wages. So I think the best thing might just be to just get Gunnarsson out and we can all sort of move on from what has been a horrible, horrible end to the season. All right, let's play through the summer and see where this takes us. Okay, we're back quickly here. We have been given our budget for the next season, 1.6 million in wages a week and 78 million to spend overall. We've upgraded the training facilities as well. That's going to go through and cost 5 million. That was already sort of scheduled to happen. So that's good news. If we look at the finances, we're currently spending 1.3 million a week on wages. So we have about an extra 200 grand. And obviously we have a very nice transfer budget. Some of that can obviously be moved over to wages if and when we need it. So money to spend. I'm looking forward to this summer, I really am. Okay, commercial summary time. Let's see what we've been doing off the field here. We've got 2 new sponsorship deals worth 1.7 million a year. We've got a new continental competition sponsor as well. Last season we've gone up about 6.5 million in sponsorship, so that's good. Corporate hospitality has gone up about 400,000. Matchday revenues have gone up a little bit. Broadcast revenues down a little bit, 3 million, but over the course of over 100 million, it's not too bad. And competition prize money has gone up from 32 million last season to 46.5 million this season. So that is all headed in the right direction. Shirt sales, 2.19 million, 2.2 million effectively in shirt sales, with what's usually about 10%, maybe ever so slightly less than that in foreign shirt sales. The popular players are, number 9, Ndedi, Rambleson, Luca Bacchio and Palaversa are the top 5. Palaversa, of course, on loan. I would like to try and extend that to keep him at the club. But the other 4 there are all very much our players and hopefully will remain as such. So there we go. That's how we're doing off the field. Most things there are trending in the right direction. So yeah, that's all good news. Is it done? Where's he going? Monaco. And they paid us. Amazing. Excellent news. All right, mate. Well, I want him taken to the airport under armed guard. I don't care, mate. Well, if he tries to flee, then shoot him. So there we go. Gunnarsson has left the club. He can hurt us no more. He's off to Monaco. We got what he was worth, 3.9 million. He's worth 4.1 now. He's sold him. That sounds about right. To be honest, I don't care. He's out of the club. He can't hurt us anymore. And basically, I think good riddance. It's a shame because he had been, a rather reliable goalkeeper for us, but he just could not make the step up to the Premier League at the level, certainly European football anyway, the level we need him to. So off he goes. And to be honest, good riddance. Okay, a couple of quick things to update you on. Ante Palaversa's loan has been extended for, was it a fourth year now without paying anything towards Manchester City? Of course, a leftover from when they were our senior affiliate. So it will be a fifth season that we have him for next season, and we still won't have paid a single penny to Manchester City for him. So that's wonderful stuff. I did try to get Maybury, Manchester United. They won't loan him back to us as things stand, and they want 54 million to get the transfer through. So that right now isn't happening, but we'll keep playing around with that, see what we can get to. And Soleil has signed an extension. He wanted a pay increase, so we give him an extra year. He's more or less doubled his money, but I think he's been worth it. He's been a very, very good, reliable defender for us, so I see no sense in getting rid of him. And to be honest, 58 grand a week Premier League player, that's not ridiculous. We are going to see here be losing a couple of backroom staff, or we've lost a couple of backroom staff, so that's annoying, but we can deal with that. That's not a problem. And Pavlovic is back from injury. Okay, another quick update. The transfer window has opened, which means Tyler Mihu, I guess it is who we've signed, has joined us. You may remember we signed him for $500,000 from Gillingham, I think it was. A B-rated signing by the fans. Potentially he could be okay. He's just one of these to try and please the board. We're signing, players from the lower leagues. There's a little bit there. Technically, he's not quite there. We've already seen him. Yeah, it was Gillingham. He's played 22 games in League One last year. We've paid $500,000 for him. It was basically, if you remember, the reinvestment of the McPake money when we sold him off for $500,000. So we'll see what happens. But he's here, and get used to it, I guess. Okay, another update quickly for the European club rankings, and we have moved up 581 places to 69th, and we were the biggest moving club in Europe. It's not a massive surprise given that it was the first ever season in Europe. We just quickly scroll down to where we need to be here, and I've gone too far. There we go there. So we got 19 coefficient points, and we've rocketed up the coefficient list. So that's good. That's excellent. And we'll see where we get, this time next year if we can continue to have a good time in Europe. And you can see here that the Premier League is still the highest in terms of competitions. And there's our list of homegrown players. Of course, we know Goodnatson is off. Maybury is someone we're going to still trying to work on getting him back in. We'll have to wait and see. We've got to replace our goalkeeper, then see what we have left to work with after that. But yeah, there we go. We are the biggest moving club in Europe. We have breaking news this evening out of Brentford as the club announced the signing of England's number one, Jordan Pickford from Everton for an initial fee of £14 million. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to local reporter Reginald Haymaker. And Reginald, This is quite a coup for the club. Yeah, thanks, Nigel. Yeah, it certainly is. Pickford had been transfer listed at Everton, and the fee could rise as high as 35 mil if certain conditions are met. So there we go. We have hopefully replaced Goodnatson with England's number one, Jordan Pickford. Now, he is a very good player. 14 million up front. You can see the add-ons there, potentially rising to 35 million. That's if we qualify for the Champions League, win the Europa League, or 50 league games. He's 31. He's on 120 grand a week, so we've certainly taken a big plunge, hoping that this comes off for us. Let's have a quick look at what we've signed here. He is very, very good. Now, the reason that I'm a little bit hesitant, if you watch the Everton series in FM19, I have history with Jordan Pickford, and it's not good history, but let's hope Goodnatson's taken all the bad luck here, and we don't have to worry about it. You can see that Pickford in the green is almost a complete massive upgrade on Goodnatson, and the places where Goodnatson is maybe slightly better, they're not particularly important for a goalkeeper. So I think we've done quite well here. I'm cautiously optimistic that Jordan Pickford is going to be a very good player for us. Let's just hope that comes true. So there we go. That's the goalkeeping situation sorted, hopefully anyway. One other signing that we have made, if we just go down here a little bit, where is it? Here it is here. We've signed a young defender from Argentina, Alejandro Rivas, 1.8 million. We're paying him 2 grand a week as a future prospect. We signed him from River Plate. He's going to be a foreign player if we register him. My plan is not to register him because he's not quite ready yet, but we'll put him in under 23, see how he develops, potentially loan him out. He hasn't played yet a senior football game, and we'll just see, if he comes off. Obviously, the plan here is to try and get him his English citizenship as early as possible. He may never play for us as long as we're at the club, but good determined. There's some good attributes there, and we'll just see if he comes off or not. But the big takeaway here: Jordan Pickford is a Brentford player. Let's hope that solves the goalkeeping problem. Okay, more breaking news as we have signed Jack Scott, a right back from Motherwell, 5.75 million. It was a release fee that he had. We're paying him just under 19 grand a week as a squad player. Let's have a quick look at exactly what we've signed here. And this is going to be our backup to Jayden Bogle. Now, he's very, very quick, which I absolutely love. Good in a tackle, good technique. He's not the best crosser, but with that sort of pace, I'm thinking dribbling, he should be an absolute weapon. He is going to continue to get better as well. Mentally, he's not too bad. I certainly think playing as a backup, sort of lesser Premier League teams, lesser European teams, cup games, things like that, I think he could do really, really well for us. And we haven't really overpaid. He's played for Motherwell 2 seasons in the Scottish Premier League and done okay. But yeah, I'm relatively confident he's going to be a good backup for us. What this will mean for the rest of the squad is Aaron Hickey will now serve as the backup left back, and Panzo will just move in as a sort of an option at centre back, and obviously he can still be an option at left back as well. So I'm relatively happy with this signing. I think it's a good fee. I think it's a good amount of wages as well. If we have a quick look at where we want to go here, finances, and see where that leaves us, we are over our wage budget a little bit, but we have 58 million to spend, so obviously we can move some of that around, but bear in mind with the wages still at the club who are leaving, we haven't yet lost Goodnuts and he's still around. We haven't yet lost Hamsik to retirement, so we're still paying his player wages as well. So there's still a few that are going to leave that are going to, that's going to lessen those wages as well. So between, I think, what's Goodnutson's on? Is he on 47? Yeah, so he's on 47. Hamsik's on 38, I think. So we're going to lose about 70 or 80 grand a week in wages anyway. So that'll put us back to where we need to be. So now we will just kind of see if we can find some stardust to sort of finish off what we've got here. But essentially, I think I've rebuilt I've rebuilt the squad where I wanted to rebuild it. So we'll see what sort of stardust we can find now. Hi, Manchester United. Hi, it's Aussie feeling. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, no, it was a shame not to get Champions League football, but I'm hoping for better this season coming. And actually, I'm thinking you might be able to help me out with that because I'd really like to loan Mabry back again. What do you mean, no? You don't want to loan him? Why not? Because he's transfer listed. Oh, okay. Just out of curiosity, how much are you asking? So there we go. Mabry is a Brentford player for £14 million because Manchester United didn't want to loan him back. They wanted to sell him. 14 million, absolute bargain. Look, already worth 33.5. What a bargain that is for us. So we've got him back full time, 45 grand a week. So we haven't really overpaid for him in terms of wages either. I mean, we know all about him because we had him last year. He was a really, really good player for us. I'm absolutely delighted that he has come back to join us full time. Absolutely delighted. We have a quick look at the squad registration so we can see roughly where we are here. If we can find Mabry, because he's not blue anymore. I've got to try and actually find him, there he is there. So we can see we have 15 players registered of 17 foreign, but we are at our sort of squad limit of 25. So there are players we'll be able to take in and out. The players that aren't registered, that have to be registered now, so the likes of Andy Hay, and also of, where's the other guy here? Robinson. There he is there. I'm thinking we might try and sell them on. The young Swiss kid here, I was going to try and register him in the squad. I can't decide yet if I want to keep him and use him in cup games, or if we're better off maybe just loaning him out to, say, a championship club and getting him first team football that way. Maybe loaning him out is the way to go with him. But yeah, essentially our squad is registered now, and I'm fairly happy with what we've got. We still have a little bit of cash to spend, 43 million. You can see we're at the wage budget, though some of our existing players are wanting new contracts now. Ndedi is the next one. I think we're going to have to offer him sort of triple his wages. So it's coming along very, very nicely indeed. Yeah, we'll just keep looking and see if we can pick up any other bargains. Alright, time for a quick update. We have sort of done a little bit of squad cleaning up. The big departure is Kenneth Hendrickson, 3.6 million. He has left us for Middlesbrough. I had big hopes for this guy, and it just didn't quite come off for us. So he's off there. We signed him for 3.5. He was okay first year, but just never really kicked on from there. So we've made a small profit on him. There is, as you may have seen here, a few add-ons and a potential 30% of the next fee. So that may or may not gain us anything, but we'll wait and see on that front. Now, as I said, there are some other departures, and these are, again, just sort of minor departures. Andy Hay has left, just not quite good enough for us. So he's gone off to Dundee for 1.2 million. Harrison Burrows, again, not quite good enough. He's gone off to join MLS on a free. And a youngster, Ollie Nash, I don't think he was ever going to make it for us. So he's gone off to West Brom, 250 grand up front and 50% of his next sell-on if he was to come off and then become something. So we've bought £9 million back in, 36 million we've spent. We're still got it on the 31st of July. So we're still, I think, about a week, 2 weeks away from the start of the Premier League season. So we'll keep having a look around, see if maybe there's a loan or two we can get in as well. But I think we're getting to the point now where we might be done. Okay, we are at game day of the first game of the Premier League. We are hosting Manchester City, so a tough game first up, and I have a new manager. I think it's Jurgen Klopp. I'll have to double check that. But that, of course, brings us to the end of the transfer special. So there was 3 major signings. Obviously, we had 2 young central defenders came in, Tyler Mayhew and also Alejandro Rivas. So we'll put them in number 23, see how they come along. But of course, the 3 big ones, Jordan Pickford will hopefully solve our goalkeeping issues. We also have Jack Scott as the backup right back to Jayden Bogle, of course. And Hannibal Mabry signed permanently from Manchester United for just the £14 million. I think that is an absolute bargain. So we spent $36 million, and I think we've done okay there. We've got in the goalkeeper, the other right back, and also a good central midfielder. And of course, we'll have a look at the finances in just a second. We still have at least one loan signing we can make and money in the bank. And the outs, we obviously got rid of the terrible human being that is Goodnuts, and so long may he stay in France. Just a little bit of general squad cleanup there. So I think that's all not too bad. Finances, as I said, we have 88 million in the bank. We still have 47 million to spend. Right now, we are just under our wage budget. About 100 grand or so under the wage. No, less than that. About 20 grand under the wage budget. So, obviously, we have some transfer budget we can move over if we need to, but we are more or less wage-wise, we're sort of at the limit. So that just kind of is what it is. But let's have a look at the team that we have to start the season. Now, of course, transfer window is still open to the end of August, so still time to strengthen if we need to. Up front, I'm pretty happy with our options. We obviously have Fete up. We had him for a couple of seasons. Dan, we have as well, along with the Wizard, who is a decent striker. Finishing of 15, composure of 14, off the ball movement of 17. Underrated striker, I think, the Wizard. We have Scott Munro, who is somebody that we may look to loan out, though he is still registered in the squad as an under-21 player. So we'll probably, on that basis alone, hang on to him. And then Omar Nassari, of course, who we brought in last season. He speaks English now. I really am hoping we have big things from him this year. So they're sort of the main guys to play up front. If we look over at the left, obviously Callum Hudson-Odoi is there. Let's hope we can get him fit for the year and he can do good things for us. The Wizard, of course, can play on the left. The main guy out here is Luca Bacchio. We know that he plays better than the sort of the 3-star average rating that he has. And Nassari as well can also play out wide left. Over on the right, a lot of the same players. Ndedi, of course, is an absolute star in the making. So he'll sort of share that role for the most part with Dan. And then we have some other guys in the Wizard, Luca Bacchio, Hudson-Odoi. They can sort of all play both sides. If we drop back to midfield, we have, Hannibal Mabry is one of the big guys that will play here for us. And the sort of other first choice guy will be Rambleson. There was a bid come in from Real Madrid for him. Luckily, they didn't trigger his 53 million release fee, but he's attracting some interest. Other backups here, we have Palaversa. Diola, I'm trying to get rid of him, to be honest, but we'll see what happens with him. Farai, we know what he can do. Whether he can do it consistently enough for us is maybe the question. James Garner, we know, is a very good player as well and a good utility player. He can play sort of anywhere between here and centre-back. Matty O is a good player. Scott Munro can play in midfield. Scott Quinn is a youngster who will we'll have to give him game time, whether that's with us or somewhere else. I'll have to have a think about that, but he is sort of registered in the squad for being under 21. And of course, Antes Hurdle, who came through our youth academy. he is sort of the leading the way in terms of our own youth products, and he will be in the squad this season as well. Now we go a little bit further back. We've seen most of these guys already, but Medio, Garner, Palaversa, Soleil, who we'll look at in a second, Rambleson, a few others can sort of play back in this half-back defensive midfield role. If we look at the centre-backs, the two first-choice guys this year will be Pavlovic, who will hopefully have a better season, and also Soleil. Now, these two do have an understanding this season. I played them together a lot in pre-season, so they are now able to play together and play together well. Other options at centre-back, Scott McKenna. He did have a bid come in for Leeds for him, but I don't really want to sell him. Certainly not, mainly because we can't particularly replace him too well. If we go down here, Michelotti can play as a centre-back, but he won't really unless we're desperate. Jonathan Panzo, I'm looking to use him more this year as a centre-back. He didn't really do too good of a job filling in at left wing-back, even though he can do it according to his attributes. James Garner, of course, can play as a centre-back. And the other guys here, of course, Suisi, who's a very good young player. We also have Medio, who can play as a centre-back. And, of course, Mahue, who is very much a backup option if we get to that point. Three good options at left wing-back, certainly on paper anyway. Michelotti, we know what he can do. Panzo, we know what he should be able to do. And, of course, Aaron Hickey, who is a useful player as well. And we go over to the right. Jayden Bogle will be first choice. We know he's an absolute star if he can stay fit. And hopefully he will stay fit for most of this season. Who's he wanted by? By Arsenal, so that's fine. Should be able to see them off. Jack Scott, of course, will be the backup to him. Other options over here. Suisi can do a job, but he won't. He can't really get forward. The other guy over here, of course, will be Aaron Hickey. And goalkeepers, obviously, Jordan Pickford. He will be the number one this season. Back up to him will be Kelleher. And the third choice, we don't really have one that's automatically registered in the Premier League squad. So hopefully Slicker won't be needed. But there we go. That's the team that we have. If there's a couple of things I would maybe still like to strengthen, I would like to get more of a target man up top, if that is at all possible. And one other thing I might like to do is I just quickly close off Discord there. Link to Discord in the description if you do want to go and annoy me while by buzzing in. Could we do better with a left winger? Hudson-Odoi we bought in last year. We'll have to give him a chance. And maybe could we do with another really good midfielder? Is Farai good enough to sort of replace Hamsik as that sort of game breaker off the bench? Maybe he is. He's got good flair, good off the ball, good vision. Maybe he is that man, but we'll see how we go from that front. But anyway, let me know what you think of the transfer window in the comments, and I'll see you next time to get the season underway against Manchester City. If you've enjoyed this, hit thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. I'll be Aussie Villain, and I'll see you next time. Take care.